there's a big difference between making informed parenting decisions and going off of like vibes and gut instinct. And that's not to say that vibes and gut instinct never serve you well, but informed parenting decisions are different. And I just want to talk about them because oftentimes I see this conversation in situations where there's one person's a primary parent and another person who kind of takes the back seat, meaning the primary parent is the one who spends the bulk of their time with the kids and making decisions for and about the children, whether that's nap schedules, what kind of formula they're going to have, how we talk about food in our house, what kind of discipline do we do or not do in our home, what are their development milestones. The person who's thinking about all of those things and executing on those, not always because they want to do them alone, but typically it's defaulted to them. And then there's the other parent who tends to come in and they're like the fun vibes person, right? They come in, they can parent, they can be there physically, but they're maybe not making the decisions and or even thinking about those things. They're kind of following the lead of the primary parent. What happens in these instances often is they butt heads on specific things. Let's talk about choking hazards. Somebody wants to give your 2-year-old popcorn and your wife says, no, thank you, choking hazard, we're just going to take a pass on that. Sorry, babe. And dad goes, oh, let's just let the kid have some fun. I'm watching them. I'll be right here. It's fine. Let them have the popcorn. And mom's feeling frustrated because mom is kind of the expert on this in this situation. It could be mom, it could be dad, whomever, but she's the expert in this situation. And she's saying, hey, I talked to their doctor. I know what the choking hazards are for kids. I don't want them having popcorn. The risk is too high. I'm just not willing to take it. And dad's over here saying like, oh my gosh, they're fine. I'm watching. I've got it. But you watching doesn't stop them from choking, right? And so one person's going off vibes and gut instinct, and the other person's going off of an informed parenting decision. It can be really frustrating, especially in a situation where you are not on an equal playing field, where one person does take that primary driver's seat, because they are the expert. They're the person who spent a ton of time learning about and knowing about what is appropriate for their child, and the other person is coming in and just making a blanket decision without any information. And so I highly encourage you, if you have this sort of dynamic, it's really important to try not to, because it is important for both parents to be equally informed about what is appropriate for their kids, what is safe for their kids, what is most beneficial for their kids. And that way you are aligned, because mixed messaging from parents is just as harmful to kids as it is to the relationship. So if you find yourself in this dynamic, I highly encourage you guys to work together to make decisions on what you want to do in these kinds of instances, because they're going to come up 1,000 times a year, a day, honestly, with kids. And it's important that parents are on the same page. And if you're not, don't discuss it in front of your kids. Find some time, figure it out. In the moment, it's better to say, no popcorn, we can't agree. We're just not going to do the popcorn. Let's talk about it and we'll revisit it next time it's offered.